I've had games on the brain recently, so let's talk about some of the most common armored tropes in video games. It is no secret that in any major medieval fantasy franchise of the last 20 years, concept artists love big honkin' pauldrons. So what historical precedent do we have for big honkin' pauldrons? What I think is really interesting about a lot of modern fantasy armor design is that we kind of grow the pauldrons upward, like we make these spikes that go up into the air, these pieces that cover the throat. And that's not necessarily wrong or not done historically. It's just that in a lot of armors that are purpose-built to give you more shoulder protection, they actually kind of move downward, where the pauldrons start to cover more of the pec and have a lot of reinforcement in this armpit area to protect you specifically against the lance. However, let's talk about the cases where it did kind of grow upward. There's this really cute appendage called the Haute piece that is very popular in video game design, but that we see historically start to appear at the beginning of the 15th century. It starts out as kind of a reshaping of the first lame of the pauldron, and they kind of get smaller, and then they kind of go away throughout the 15th century. And we see a resurgence in the 16th century where they're no longer like an integrated part of the pauldron, they are an extra reinforced piece that is attached on top. These pieces obviously have practical benefits in that they offer a little more throat protection by having this extra ridge against the neck, but they were also for fashion, babe. I think it's really important to remember that not all historical choices were just for practicality. Sometimes they were for vibes. That's what I really love about some fantasy armor design, is that while I am a bit of a stickler for a few practical concerns, I am more so interested in how the design creates narrative. When you depart from practicality, what is that saying about your character or the materials or the world? And so frankly, I love a big honkin' pauldron. It says something about strength, it changes the silhouette of the character to be very robust and strong. So keep the enormous pauldrons, you look great.